go live.
Yeah. Okay, we're live.
Okay. Welcome to the Native Wellness Institute. We are live today from Toledo, Washington. Ahislatla and Cha Isquis, Chestenma and Chaspaus, Talichast. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. This is LoVina Louie, and I am so excited today to be our guest. We had a little bit of switch in who was going live today. Jean was double booked. So I am going live today for the Native Wellness Institute, and I am just very excited to be talking today about self-care in this pandemic, self-care as a homeschool teacher, as a lunch lady, as a janitor, because I'm wearing in between all these hats as I'm trying to be a teacher to my kids. And it's been a challenge. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about the fires that are happening in Inchalim and Omak, and just all around us we have fires and we have smoke. And so we're going to talk a little bit about how and what we can do to do self-care through that. We're also going to possibly talk a little bit, and I'm going to share some pictures about the MMIW run bike ride that my husband Dwayne's going on. And so we're just going to talk about a few different things today as we are live. So, but to start off the day, and I want to first of all thank the Indian Collective for sponsoring our Power Hours. We've had several different organizations sponsor us. And so I want to sing some songs today. And the reason why I wanted to start off with some songs today is especially I wanted to sing today for my sister Sophie and her family on the Colville Reservation. We've had a loss of a young man, Bill Nomi, and the Nomi family, the Dick family, they're huge stick game players. Bill played stick game his whole life. He was a bull rider. He was a rodeo. I mean, he was just an incredible young man. He played basketball with my son, Willie Davis. And, I know it's a hard time right now for my sister, Sophie. And so I just wanted to share a few songs, a few stick game songs to just help him on his journey to meet his ancestors, to meet his mom, his grandma and grandpa. They were really good friends with my mom and dad. So I wanted to share some stick game songs for this young man who will soon be joining our ancestors. Sometimes it's hard to have, for stick game songs to always come, but I'm gonna try to sing another one. I'm trying to catch it. Sometimes when songs, we have to try to catch them, but oh hey oh hey oh oh hey hi 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 hey hey oh hey oh hey oh So that, my friends, was just to start us off in a good way. Um, so I'm just super happy to share some stick game songs. I know that many of us who are stick game players, who play hand game, we haven't got to play all summer. And so it's been really difficult to not be able to play the games and go to powwows and to dance and, all of that. We've had the most incredible year, and it's been so difficult for so many of us. And so summer is over, unfortunately, and we are going into the fall. And so we have a change of seasons, we have a change of the weather starting to get cold. But on top of that, we have all these fires that are happening in California, Oregon, Washington. And so many people have smoke all around. And there's been a couple of different people that I've seen, they've shared, that you can boil on your stove cedar, sage, um, all kinds of different, there's all kinds of different medicines that you can share. And so if you guys can write in the comments, like what are some of the things you can boil. And I'm gonna try to get on here and see what some of your comments are. When you're doing Zoom, it's difficult to be able to see that. But I'm gonna see if I can get on and just look. But I know that I've seen like cedar and sage to boil that, as well as let's see. Does anybody have a list? Maybe Jeline, if she's doing commentary. Um, I just know that I've seen a couple different lists. So you can, maybe ask around. Oh, there we go. Sage, rosemary, fir boughs, thyme, lavender. And so there's all kinds of different things that you can boil on your stove that will help you with the smoke, and it will just help to clear the air and clear, the smoke out of your house. I know, when some people, you got to remember to change your filters, because it's really important to change your filters in your systems, so that you're going to be able to capture more of that smoke. And so eucalyptus is another one that you can use that will help, and that will really capture it. You can put the filters on the back of your box fans, and that will help filter the air. So many of us are old school res Indians, and we have the little box fan, so you can put a filter on there. And Jillian posted a picture, and her, just within a half hour to 30 minutes to an hour, that was full. It was almost all dark black. So we have to be aware that we're breathing it in. And because we all have masks, we should be wearing our masks outside, not only because of COVID-19, but we should also be wearing masks to protect ourselves from the smoke. And so that's really important. And it's really important that you keep your windows and doors closed. That's another thing that is important as you are thinking about, how you can protect yourself physically, your lungs, from all the smoke that's going on outside. So yeah, so definitely there are some things. And I just wanted to start off today too, and talk a little bit about how hard this is for many of us who are parents, who are trying to do homeschool, trying to do online school. And it's been definitely, for me, I have a kindergartner, I have a third grader, I have a fifth grader that are all trying to learn online. And the education system, the schools, I know that they want to do the best that they can by having us try to to make sure that our kids are continuing to get their education. But I know for me, this has been really, really difficult. And we've been having to learn through Zern, through Zoom. This is my daughter. Unity, do you want to say hi?
Hi.
And so what do you think about homeschooling, Unity? And what?
It was kind of easy on the second and third days, but on the first day it was quite hard. The second and third was really easy. But this day, it's going pretty good.
Is it going pretty good?
Look
So,
at Mom.
oh, and you drew a cat. Oh.
Okay, so we are having technical difficulties. LoVina just went off. Hopefully she'll be back on. And we have two other guests jumping on, Shelley Boyd and Dwayne. So welcome and thank you for being on. LoVina's messaging and she's trying to get back on right now. Their audio is trying to connect. Shelley, can you hear me? Welcome, Shelley. Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can. Sorry, I was playing with my phone. Apparently, I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, you're good. LoVina, we just had technical difficulties and we just lost LoVina, but she wanted to welcome you on just to share about what's happening in your area with the fires. What are you doing to keep safe? So would you like to share a little bit?
Sure. So, I'm from Inchlim, on the Colville Reservation, and for us, what happened was we got hit by about 4 or 3, depending on if you count one as 2 fires or whatever fires, but they were on each side of us. And OMAC had been hit earlier in the day, and so most of our fire crews were away. And I think the miraculous things were we only had 3 houses lost, homes, but we had several fields and barns and things like that were lost, but people saved their homes. Individuals came together and did this. Like, it was amazing, the amount of community involvement that ended up just happening. And I think for the community in general, everyone is safe. Thankfully, everyone, no one was hurt. No lives were lost in Inchlim. No, all the horses and cattle, seem to be safe. I think there's still a concern, of course, for the wildlife. We're going to have big needs for hay, ironically, because we're pretty good, I think, for the emergency pieces, but we're going to have to figure out big amounts of hay for the winter, and just the incredible amount of barns that were lost. When it comes down to saving a house or a barn, you save the house, but we've got horses displaced. Personally, at my place, we had to put up another fence to bring my horse and another horse up because he grazed down there and stayed. But that's nothing compared to the people who have, their herds and things like that, or depend on their cattle for their livelihood. But the smoke is probably the most dangerous part. As of yesterday, we were pretty contained on our fires. There was still, one that was not contained, but they were working on it.
Shelly, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay. Hey, so as you're talking, so Jeline, if you're still there, I need to share my screen because I have pictures that I can share. So Shelly, I know that I was trying to get online so I could grab more pictures so I could, help show some of the pictures. So I'm gonna see if I can share my screen and then we'll share some pictures. But who have been some of the people that are really stepping up to help, because I know, like, I've heard and seen, like, the Signers, like all the community centers have different families actually that are cooking. And so how has that been?
Well, of course, I just had a post on Joanne Signer. I don't know how old Joanne is, and I'm not even going to say anything on Facebook or anything publicly because I don't know. But um, she's one of our elders who she holds down the fort and directs people. But the fact that she has done through generations of that kind of teachings of cooking in the kitchen and helping. And wow, that's a beautiful picture. It's not in Chilim, but that's awesome. But
Okay, I think I have it right here.
um, but
Is that it?
let me see. I can't see nothing. Oh yeah, that's Joanne. Her little fixed up. But um, she's just someone that works really hard for the community, as do her children, her grandchildren. They get started young, and I love them. And then of course there's the Phillips, crew, which I'm not one of those Phillipses. I'm one of the Phillipses that eats. No, but I just but Pam Phillips and Jeanette Simpson, who in Inchalim you become a Phillips girl or a Signer girl or whatever, depending on what the oldest one was. So in the Signer girls there are Flets, there are all these other girls, but they're all Signer girls. And right here, you got some pictures of people bringing in hay and doing things like that, because we've had a lot of cattle and horses displaced and having to figure out, because it's been the graze land, the amount of acreage that's been taken, and the amount of just food for the livestock has been really devastating. And you might get to a picture in another place that shows, Joel Halford's barn going up, but it's huge, but they got 3 of them that went up. And so you have kind of 3 sets of hay needs, right? You have emergency hay, you have winter hay, and then you have hay as their income kind of. And I'm not pointing out anyone in particular, but those are the kind of people that there's just different levels of hay. And I don't know, how insurance works. One of the things that is, I guess, an issue in, oh God, I had so much help. We were putting up a fence for a couple of our horses, and because they got displaced, and people from Republic came and helped. But
Wow.
anyway, these people though, that these different levels of hay, I don't know if you even insure those. And one of the things I was saying on the res, of course, is that we don't always have home insurance. We don't always have, insurance on our things. And so it's like we have to figure it out.
Right. So is there a place, Shelly, that if people want to donate to the fires and to the people in Inchalim, where would they go to donate?
Colville Confederated Tribes has set up a place, and I know that you can contact Billy Nicholson. But you just, the only number I know is the switchboard, which is 634-2200. So 509-634-2200. I know there's a better number on a poster. I just don't have it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Shelly. I just wanted to share some pictures and let people know, that you guys need help over in Inchalim and Omak. And so thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for all the community members in Inchalim. I see Cheryl Pacotis's post and everything that everybody's trying to do to help you guys out. So Limlim, Shinchas Ba'us Talichas, thank you, Shelly. And now we're gonna move on. And I know I see that I had Dwayne and Peyton join. Dwayne, is it possible can you hold on for a minute while Peyton goes? Because he's on his lunch break.
All right,
Is that
White.
okay? Okay, White Ches, Lim. All right, hey Peyton, this is LoVina. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
and so, hey, I just wanted to give you a shout out today. I had to come in and do this presentation, but why don't you just tell everybody like what you do, and you know, can you give people advice on how they can deal with stress and everything? So go ahead, Peyton.
Okay. So what I do is I teach pure Hatha Yoga. And Hatha Yoga, it's kind of, you focus more on the postures rather than just flowing, because other yoga, you're flowing through postures and not holding them as long. And in Hatha Yoga, it's a true discipline. So when you're holding the postures, it may be uncomfortable, but you learn to get through it, and you learn that everything is only temporary, and you learn to control yourself through the postures with your breath. And so I learned most of the postures that I teach from India. We get like a page that has 46 postures. And when I went back to LA, I learned that all these postures were in this sequence that LA people love to do. It's known as Bikram, and all the postures are from that piece of paper that I got. And I learned from this one girl. She was 60, 67 at the time. And she was doing all this stuff at that age better than most people in the class. And I learned from her, and she gave me all the advice that I need. She even taught a lot of other wisdom as well. She said things like that the sequence is sacred geometry, how it's an ancient choreography. And she was a great mentor. And the great thing about this sequence that I teach, which is 26 and 2, is that it's for all levels. Anyone can do it, whether you're an athlete or whether you're a beginner of yoga. And I brought it here to OMAC. So if anyone is in OMAC, I teach on 12 South Main Street, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:45 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. And I can tell you, that this sequence will definitely get rid of any stress that you have, because like I said, the postures, they can be intense, but you always learn to control these postures through your breath, and you always know that it is only temporary. Stress, anxiety is only temporary.
Well, Peyton, I hope next time like we can have you actually teach a class.
Yeah, I would love to.
On our power hour. So but since I had to come on, I just wanted to introduce you and just like give you the spotlight for a minute, and so everybody can say, you know, because I'm very proud of you. I know your Auntie Reina is super proud of you, and so thank you for joining us today, and we will definitely have you on again so you can actually teach us how to do this style of yoga.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining.
Of course.
All right. Okay. All right. So you can log off now, Peyton, and then I'll tell you when we will be able to have you just be on by yourself. Okay. Thank you for joining us. You too. All right. Dwayne, are you up there somewhere? So now there you are. Can you hear me? You'll have to unmute. Okay. So he said, hang on. Hi, Willie.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
All right. How's it going?
It's going
We are going into a council meeting right now, so you guys are gonna join us, okay?
At the council meeting?
Yeah, this is the Yankton Sioux tribe.
So you
Can you hear
guys,
us?
yeah, I can hear you guys. And Dwayne and Willie are doing a bike and run across America for the murdered and missing Indigenous women. And as they're getting things organized, I'm going to share some pictures of your guys' trip. Dwayne, is that all right?
Yes.
Okay.
How do you make that screen bigger?
I can see everybody. So can you let them know, hi, this is the Native Wellness Institute, and we are live on our Power Hour. And so we're really honored that you guys as a tribal council are participating and taking action for missing and murdered Indigenous women. So we raise our hands to you on your tribe, on your land, and we want to say thank you for everything that you're doing for murdered and missing Indigenous women.
You're welcome. Did you want introductions?
Yeah, they can introduce themselves. That's fine.
You can just pass the phone around and identify yourselves.
Jody Zephyr, councilman.
Robert Kajana, tribal council member.
Derek Marks, BNC member. Winter Sam Sully, secretary, and I really appreciate all these things that's going on. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. I'm Adelie Taguru, the BIA superintendent here at on the Yankton agency.
Good afternoon. My name is Dave LeComp. I'm a deputy superintendent with the Bureau of Indian Affairs.
Hello, my name is Bob Flying Hawk, chairman for the Yankton.
Good afternoon, Christopher Traversy with the BNC.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Greg Canoyer with the Business and Claims Committee.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kenny Cook. I'm the treasurer, the Yankton Sioux people.
Hey, Willie Bassett from Confederated Tribes, Omak, Washington.
Hello, it's Ethan Ledoux. I'm part of the Oglala Sioux tribe.
Okay, babe.
All right.
That's my wife, just so you know. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead, babe. If you gotta take care of and visit with them, then I'll just share pictures that I have of the run and everything.
No, we have a few minutes, so let's talk about it.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
So, let me just hold that. So the reason we began this whole journey is I'm the father of five daughters, and we have two sons between us, between LoVina and I. And I tried to do a music video and it got halted. And I was going to work with Superman and Little Mike and Funny Bone and some of these other young Native American hip hop artists. A couple years ago, when I was the assistant chief of police for the Cowlitz Indian tribe, the chairman, Bill Aiel, came to me with what was called Savannah's Act. I don't know if you've read the act, but it was a piece of legislation that was really focusing on MMIW. And I got to tell you, when I read it, it made me sick to my stomach. I had no idea that so many of our women, our sacred life givers, were murdered and missing. And quite frankly, it pissed me off. And I served in the United States Marine Corps, so I don't get along with evil. If you're evil and I'm here, it's like that. Those two magnets, we're not going to get along. And so he asked me to do something about it. So I tried to do the video. It got stopped. It got quote unquote paused. So we moved forward, and then we decided we were going to run across America, or I decided I was going to run across America. I talked to my wife. She thought I was nuts, but she supported it. But during the process of praying, I decided that not only would I run, I would, because I'm older, I'm going to, have a bicycle. So what we're doing is we're running in the morning, we're biking in the afternoon. And Mr. Dave Barnett, Cowlitz council member, is sponsoring the bike and our gas and then our hotel room on the weekends, which is really important because come Friday night, we're done, we're tired. We just want to sit on the bed, you know, eat some food and recoup. So we decided to do this journey. So I drove up to the Peace Arch up there at Blaine, Washington. And I waited for 2 days for somebody to join me. But this is a sacred thing. So nobody joined me. And so my wife said, well, you just need to do it by yourself. And I was like, it's me in the RV. How are we going to do this? How do I do this? But men and women think different. And she says, well, how far are you going to run? I said, 7 miles. So she said, well, drive your RV out 3.5 miles, run back to where you started, run back to your RV, that's 7 miles, then drive your RV 3.5 miles up, and then do the same with the bike. And so that's what I did for about the first 2 or 3 days. And then I was very blessed to pick up Willie Bassett from the Caldwell Confederated Tribes. And let me tell you, when I picked him up, I was really happy because now we have 2 people. And then Willie jumped right in and started running and biking with me. And then I picked up Ethan on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. So the whole point of this thing is every day we carry a different woman on our arm. And today I found out that one of my relatives is missing and murdered. Her name is Robin Fox. If you can see that right there. Robin Fox. So we carry her on our forearm. And the other one is Tasheen Shepherd, and she's from Arizona, and Robin's from Montana. And when we finish the day, we put that name on the back of the RV. We're going to Plymouth Rock, and we're going to sing the turnaround song. We're going to read the list of names. If you have any names of anybody that you know, please give us those names, and we'll put them on the RV. And then that's the whole idea, the concept of doing this is as it's a women's movement, we're just merely supporting it and bringing awareness to it.
Was you in Standing Rock?
No, I was not in Standing Rock. We thought we were going to go a couple times. You're probably talking about my brother-in-law, Wade McGee. Everybody thinks that we look a lot alike. Oh, Lim Limps. Thank you, sir. It's a donation for this. Thank you. We need to make sure we have your name because everybody that's donated, and we've had a lot of non-tribal members. It's been amazing the non-tribal members that when they find out what this is for, they've been donating along the way. So we're going to read a list of the names. And what we're hoping for is that we'll have enough pressure raised to get this Savannah's Act reauthorized. And that's really going to help all our women and children. Thank you.
Yeah, every morning, not to interrupt, but at our Yankton camp, because I was up there for, like a month and a half straight, together about 8 times. There was a guy every morning that he kind of looked like or resembled. That every morning he was running from camp.
I resemble him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had the same kind of
Really?
hair and runner's physique. I mean, I used to be a runner too, but
Oh, we have nicknames now, by the way. So it depends on where you're at. If you're on the Caldwell Indian Reservation, put this on. Put this on. If you're on the Caldwell Indian Reservation, this is a
trading post.
No, this is he's got 2 nicknames. It's Willie. I'm sorry, it's Willie Miller and Trading Post Bassett. If you're on Pine Ridge, his name is Willie Weaselbear.
Or if we stop anywhere, it's cinnamon roll. You know.
And then over here, Ethan, we just picked up a nickname for him. He's a lacrosse player and he's got like 18 broken bones. So we call him Wolverine. Make sure you get their names.
All right, thanks, Dwayne.
I just thought I'd ask because you look really similar to the guy. I didn't even know who the guy was, but just every morning he was running.
Oh, okay.
Running in the camp. I was gonna say.
He must have known I was coming.
I was up there too.
Oh, awesome. Right
So
on.
you know Dan the Napkin? Dan the Napkin? He's from my tribe.
Dan the Napkin?
Yeah, he had the war bonnet and all that stuff. What is that? What's
Great job, guys.
He was at Standing Rock.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, great job, guys.
Can you share the hashtag to everybody?
Yes, what is it again?
So it's hashtag MMIW Bike Run USA 2020.
Okay, I just shared it on the stream.
And then also powwows.com did an interview with us yesterday, and it's on powwows.com. It was a really good interview.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Doksha, there you go.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys.
Okay.
So thank you for the gifts here. And
All right. So that was the MMIW Bike and Run Across America, and they are kind of about halfway there now, and they will be going as far as Plymouth Rock. And so, so we have some different, there's so many things going on in this country, and so we wanted to just try to share like some of the positives with, Peyton. He's worked and he's done work with yoga. He's learned a specific kind of yoga and meditation, and just what are, all the things that we can do if we're, if we really feel passionate about something. And I know that, this has been a power hour that kind of touches a lot of different things, but I personally, when I think about Dwayne and Willie and all of those people who are running for the murdered and missing Indigenous women and the young girls, that have died and who are still missing. And not only that, but when you think about their families and how their families feel and how hard it has been for their families, it's just, it's a real challenge. And I'm here, I'm home while my husband's been out on this journey, and it's definitely been a sacrifice for our family, but I know that it's important, and I know that we need to bring more awareness to the murdered and missing Indigenous women. I know that there are a lot of families who are hurting, who are struggling because of the fires that have run rampant. There were some other pictures that I had of an elder's home, Elaine Emerson from Omak, Washington. And Elaine is a master basket weaver. I used to work with her at Archives and Records, and they worked at the language program. And Elaine has some of the most beautiful baskets. And with these fires, she lost everything. She lost her home, she lost everything, but you can't replace heirlooms like that, that Elaine lost. And, there's nothing that they can do to bring back those baskets, just like with, the families who have lost their family members, whether it's through the fires or whether it's through alcohol and drugs or, however, through COVID. I know so many more people now who have lost family members to COVID. We have elders. I know we've been praying really hard for Alfred Nomi, and we even lost our family member, our board member, Charlie Tailfeathers, to COVID. It's still a reality. It's still, an epidemic that our country is facing. And so when you have all of these different things that are going on in your families, in our homes, and in our communities, there's just a lot of hurt out there. And so that's the time, when we have to turn to our language and to our culture and to our songs, and we have to turn within ourselves, and we have to pray, and we have to reach out to one another and pray. And sometimes people, I've seen Gina Bug, I've seen Dan and Amkin, I've seen different people who are cooking, and they're bringing items and donations, whatever they have, they're bringing it to the community centers to help. And so whatever it is that you feel that you can do to help, that's what you that's what you have to do. That's how you have to raise your spirit and talk to yourself and talk to your family members, about what are we going to do? How are we going to help each other? We have to let go of our anger towards one another, our anger and our hate. We have to let go of that, and we have to pray for each other. We have to, send our prayers out, send our healing out. We have, family members who have cancer and, who, their bodies are hurting, and we have to pray for them, and we have to, be diligent, and we have to, sometimes you just have to put it in where every morning, before your feet touch the floor, that you say your prayers, and you pray for the people who are sick, and you pray for the people who are dealing with grief and loss. You pray for the people who are just struggling right now. Sometimes you have to, close the door and step away from your kids if you're frustrated because you don't know how to do, that kind of math or that kind of English, or you don't know what a, all these different sentence structures are, whatever it is, whatever you're feeling, however you're feeling, sometimes we just have to step away. And if we can't go outside because of the smoke, because we all know it's not healthy for us to be outside. So sometimes we have to go into our closet. Sometimes we have to go into our bathroom and just shut the door and breathe, just take breaths and just pray, that's what we have to do to get through, when this pandemic first started, this is how desperate I got, right? Because I was home with my family in Toledo, and my family's in Idaho. And I got so desperate that I had my sister and my mom go into, they got this way, they went into our sweat lodge at home. And I went into my bathroom and I shut the door and I shut the lights off, and I was on the phone, and they were singing in the sweat, and I was singing with them, and I was praying. And so I got to be in the sweat spiritually, even though I couldn't be with my family physically. That's what you have to do sometimes. We have to adjust to this pandemic, adjust to the fires, adjust to what's happening. If there's a will, there's a way. We can get through it. We can figure out a way to pray together. The Native Wellness Institute, we gathered together on our Zoom, and we all talked about Charlie, and we all talked about how we felt, and we processed through our grief, and we told stories about him, and we told how what he taught us and what we learned. We have to use technology now to be able to be together with one another. My husband's over in South Dakota, North Dakota, and so I was able to connect with him through Zoom and through FaceTime and through Messenger. And so we just have to find ways to connect with each other. And these power hours are what helps us to be able to connect with all of you, because all of you are in our prayers, you're in our thoughts, you're in our hearts. And so I just want to offer a song again to just, help all of you and to just bring some, uplift you, because anybody who knows me knows that when I play stick game, I play all out. I sing loud, I harass you, I'm crazy, and stick game makes me feel good. When we sing, it makes me feel good. So I'm gonna sing a couple more songs and just offer you guys all some prayers as you are there, as you're connecting. So we'll sing a couple songs. Here we go. more people here that could be like, oh, sing this song, oh, sing this song. Because when you're just trying to sing by yourself, it's a lot harder. But when you have like a whole bunch of people, it's a lot easier to sing stick game songs. But stick game songs just uplift my spirit and make me feel good. And I know there's a lot of people who have canoe journey songs, who have longhouse songs. Sing your songs. Take your spirit and just walk through your house and sing and pray and offer those good feelings and those good emotions, and then just ask those songs to go out to your family. When I sing those songs, I was singing for Sophie, I was singing for Janice, I was singing for my sister Marlene. I know they're hurting, I know they're struggling, I know they're in the process of laying their little nephew, their son, they're going to be putting him in the ground in the next couple days. Uncle Milton, he always helps our family. He prays, and he's an elder that we look up to. Call your elders and ask them, to pray for you if you need prayers. Call one of your friends. Maybe you haven't talked to one of your friends in a long time. Every once in a while, my friend Jaylene Finley will call me, or Janine Washington will call me. And last night when Janine called, I just cried. I just needed to cry. I was frustrated with schoolwork. I was frustrated with, I feel like I'm trying really hard, and when you're the only adult in the house, it can be hard, but I just, I call my sister Debbie, I call my mom and dad. My dad, he's calling me because they're going to be married 51 years. September 25th, on my little Dolly's birthday, my mom and dad will be married 51 years. Might actually be 52 years. But my mom and dad, they've went through so much, and so it's their anniversary, and it's exciting that they've been able to stay together for that many years, and they truly love each other. I mean, they can almost complete each other's sentences, as much as they've been together. But it's a time where we need to reach out, and a lot of times I can just see Theta's posts. Theta talks to her fox, and now she even has a pet bear. Like, if you follow Theta Newbreast, she's the most, like, she has the most exciting, like, it's kind of like following a like you're just in the wilderness, like you see the pet fox and the pet bear, and you're right at the lake, and then pretty soon it's going to snow, and then you're going to see Theta with all the snow, and so Theta is amazing. And it's awesome to be able to see all of our friends and our family members, and it's just amazing, when you really think about it, that we've been able to succeed and thrive. And as Indigenous people, we're still here, and we're going to continue to be here, and we're going to continue to thrive, and we're going to continue to learn how to function on Zoom, and how to do schoolwork, and how to help our communities with, whether it's fire, whether it's tornadoes, whether it's hurricanes, whether it's a pandemic, whatever it is, we got it. We can do it. We just have to stick together and support each other and uplift each other. And, the community of Inchalim, you guys are pulling together, you're helping each other. Shelly shared how people even from Republic came down and helped build her fence for her. And that's what it takes. We have to build our fences. We have to build our communities up. We have to lift each other up and help each other. So my prayer to each and every one of you today is that we love each other, we pray for each other, we sing to each other, we talk to each other, we spend time with one another, and we just embrace this time, because we can't do anything else. We can't make it go away. It's here. So we have to do what we can to make it the best that we can. So I just want to say thank you to all of you who join our program every day. You know, we've been doing these programs and we've been working really hard to bring positivity into your homes. And so we appreciate each and every one of you that tune in every day. You know, we appreciate you. So Limlemsh, thank you. And Chaspu'us Talichast, thank you from my heart for joining us today on the Native Wellness Institute's Power Hour. Aho.